everyone, Lauren Messiah, your personal fashion stylist here, and we are back in the 7 Deadly Sins of Style video series. Hooray! Today's sin is greed. And when I think of greed and style, I think of like gimme, 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 and don't give anything back. So that really links up to me with materialism and the need to just have, like not only have, but like have the best stuff and never ever letting it go. So I love this definition that our old pal Webster gave us for materialism. And the definition is a tendency to consider material possessions as more important than spiritual values. Ooh, burn, Webster. Super harsh, super harsh. So I really relate to this particular sin and the idea of materialism and feeling the need to hang on to that to fill another area that might not be being fulfilled because you're not letting it be fulfilled. So in this digital age where like we're all over Instagram, social media, we're constantly looking at what other people have and we feel the need to have it too. It's not even jealousy, we're getting into envy in another sin video that's coming up, but it's just like, I've gotta have it. I've gotta have the best. I have to have it now and it has to be perfect. So that materialism and overconsumption, it kind of leads to you ignoring other things of value. So I see this a lot in myself sometimes where I've got to have the new Chanel, I have to have XYZ bag, and when you really think back, like what am I not getting fulfilled with in my own life that I think this quick hit of Chanel, you know, my drug of choice, Chanel, can fit and fill. And then after you've spent all this money on this piece, it filled that hole for about 2 seconds and then it's empty again, then you can't let it go. Like you can't consign it, you can't donate it, you can't give it away. It's just this endless cycle of materialism and greed and not letting go. So I want to give you some tips to combat this sin because it's a really ugly one. It has really bad consequences. You're not linked up to something bigger than yourself. You know, whether you consider yourself a spiritual person or not, it's not my business to care or tell you what to do. But being connected just to clothes, that ain't the thing. Like, trust me. Like, you need something else, and I don't care what you call it. So that, and then, you know, no spiritual connection, spending money, being frivolous, it's all this horrible cycle that doesn't result into good things. Like if you can't buy groceries because you felt you needed this thing so bad, and then 5 minutes later you're empty inside, that ain't good, okay? And then the hoarding, like that's another bad byproduct of this sin is you've got a closet busting full of stuff, expensive stuff, nice stuff that you've invested in, but you can't let it go. Like I've cleaned out some closets that have some really nice stuff in them and they can't let it go because they spent the money on it and it's so beautiful and they just can't give it away. So I want to give you some tips to like eliminate this stuff because it's icky, gross, and it sucks. And I feel so grossed out by it because I've experienced this a lot. So tip number 1, when you're purchasing something, ask yourself, why are you purchasing this? Why? Just that simple pause to figure it out is a great, great answer. So when I was in Paris not too long ago, I went to shop. Like that was the mission. Lauren wanted to shop. I was finding deals, like things are cheaper, you get the tax refund, and I was losing my freaking mind. So I had to pause and ask myself, like, why am I buying this stuff? Do I actually need it? Do I just want to come back and say, I got that in Paris? Or do I want, you know, just to come back with the most suitcases? So once I paused, I actually made some really great purchases and I didn't come home feeling guilty about it. And I don't have to clean out my closet and get rid of stuff from the Paris trip where I just lost my freaking mind. So for example, like I bought a Chanel bag while I was in Paris. First, I was at the Chanel flagship store and I just wanted a piece of Paris. Like I wanted the story of getting the bag and buying the best one and YOLO, I'll make the money back later. So I almost bought this like very expensive limited edition Chanel bag. And then I left and I was like, Lauren, just like cool it. We still have a couple more days here. And then I went to a different store and found another Chanel bag. And again, I asked myself why. And I ended up buying the non-limited edition one because I actually was looking for a black bag that had silver hardware. All of my hardware is gold and I wear a lot of silver. So that was a good like informed purchase. I asked myself why, I got a good deal, I thought about it, and it wasn't the like gimme gimme in the moment. And I'll probably keep it forever and I won't have to give it away. I can be greedy with it because I was smart about it. So ask yourself why. The next tip I want to give you, which relates to that story, is walk away for a moment. Walk away, or at least have a good return policy if you can't walk away. Giving yourself like that extra beat and getting rid of the rush of the purchase helps bring you back down to sanity. I'm actually wearing another great example of not walking away and thinking about it. I bought this skirt while I was in Paris and I just wanted to get a piece from a store that I hadn't heard of. So I bought this, brought it back to the hotel, knew I should have returned it. I have a tough time figuring out how to wear it. I didn't take that pause and get rid of the rush, and that materialism and greed overtook me, and now I have this freaking skirt, which I pray can figure out more ways to wear it so it's not a waste. Or maybe I'm just being greedy, which brings us to tip number 3, get rid of stuff. Give things away. Just because you have something nice and fancy and you spent money on it, doesn't mean that you can't let it go. Whether it's consigning it and making some money back or giving it to a good friend. Here's another example. I told you, I'm the worst at this sin, okay? Lauren's the worst. I have a big jar of La Mer skin cream. I used to be a La Mer junkie. I loved it. It was so fancy and expensive. I love that product, but it started to break me out. And once I went to a dermatologist, we figured out that was what was causing it. Now I don't need prescription skincare. It was the freaking La Mer, the expensive ass La Mer. So now I have a big, unopened, beautifully packaged jar of it, and I like don't want to give it away. Like I'm greedy on some crap that I don't use. And I have about like 3 close friends that would just die and be so happy if they had that bottle of like $600 skin cream. So let that go. Like I'm gonna let it go today. I'm gonna pick the friend that gets the La Mer, or maybe it should be you guys. Oh my God, should I do a La Mer giveaway? Yes, that just came to me right now. I am getting rid of this sin. Leave me a comment below, any comment, and I will pick one commenter to get the $600 jar of La Mer skin cream. Boom, sin released, my friends. Okay, so those are my tips, and look, you even got something out of it. Hooray. Let go of materialism, let go of greed, let it go. You feel so much better after. I feel incredible. This deadly sin needs to be banished, okay? So I hope this video was helpful. I really hope you put these tips to action because I feel that they're pretty good, okay? And then do me a favor and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm putting out new videos all the time, cool series, I'm answering your fashion questions. I even give freebies below, downloads, just incredible stuff. So please be a part of the LM world, subscribe to this channel, and I will catch you on the next video.